Hey folks, welcome back. It's Dr. Price and with Dr. Price Teaches, and I have a video on modeling. No. I'm not talking about on the catwalk. I'm talking about in the classroom. Okay? So modeling, and I'm not talking about that I do, we do, you do, scaffolded type of thing. No, I'm talking about modeling the end result. Okay? So let's say that you want your students to write an essay. Speaking from from an English education background, I'm always going to go with essays or essay writing to some degree. But let's say that you want them to write some type of essay, a written assignment, and you give them the criteria. You need to have this amount of paragraphs, this amount of transition words, semicolons, commas, and what have you. Get to it. It's due tomorrow. Okay. Some of your students will be able to do it. Yeah. Some of your students will make attempts to do it, but it's the thought that counts. And other students will not understand what you're talking about, will try, but it's going to be a headache to grade because it seems like it's too much to correct. And it's not on them entirely. Okay? It's on what you provided for them. So if they're meant to get to this endpoint, this assignment, this essay, with meeting this certain criteria, and all you did is just list it for them, verbalizing what it's supposed to look like or what it's supposed to have, that's only going to work with certain types of learners, certain people who are already familiar with that type of vocabulary and who have that experience, locked up in their brain. Some other folks are more visual. They need to be able to see what you're talking about. Despite what their foundation is, they need to be able to see what you're expecting of them in order for them to try to reach that. Think about it out of the classroom. You ever had a jigsaw puzzle? You ever had a jigsaw puzzle that just came in a random bag? Maybe you got it from the Goodwill. For me, I perform better on jigsaw puzzles when I know what the actual end result is going to be. Will I be able to actually assemble the puzzle after some struggles? Yeah, it's going to take some time, but I would go into that assignment, into that task better, knowing what the end result is supposed to be. Okay, I know what the directions are. Connect these like pieces together, and there's a picture at the end. But if I don't know what the picture is going to be, it's going to alter my thinking, and it's going to stagger it and slow it down. So provide models. And when I say models, I mean teacher-created models. So let's say that you want your students to write an essay aligning with character analysis of some type, then you write an essay analyzing a character. You go through that experience that you're trying to put your students through. That way you're going to have a better understanding of what they're going to be expected to be able to do. And then you also have a resource to point to. You will no longer have to think of, let me think of an example sentence or an example paragraph for you. No, go back to my model and look at how I did this. Let's bring up this model and let's see how I did this, and let's see how you're going to do it. Okay? Notice these transition words that I use. So you're speaking writer to writer. The students are being trained in the classroom. Okay? So it's so beneficial to have that model. Okay? And when you're preparing the model, you're doing it yourself. One, do not do it with the same text, because that's going to it might give way to plagiarism. Unintentional plagiarism or intentional plagiarism. So choose another text so that it's clearly serving as a model of the skills and the techniques that the students are supposed to apply. The second thing about modeling is that as you're going through this creation, you start to understand the experience. And you start to think about, okay, now what kind of scaffolds do I need to provide for these students? Because this was difficult for me. I know it's going to be difficult for them. Okay? So, model, model, model. Let me show you. Let me show you an example. Okay. So, I could go into I'm not going to be teaching any tap classes, but if I go into a tap class and the instructor simply says, all right, folks, we're going to do the Cincinnati time tap step. Okay, so it's going to start with a spank, then a heel, then a shuffle, then a heel, then a step, and then you repeat on the other side. I'm going to be completely confused. I'm familiar with what those things are: spank, heel, shuffle, heel, step. Okay, but I'm a visual learner. I need to be able to see and in taps instance hear what that's supposed to sound and look like. Okay, so it helps to provide a model. So instead of just walking through the steps, and some teachers will go into more detail. Okay, since you don't understand that, it's going to start with right spank, left heel, right shuffle, left heel, right step. That just confuses things even more for me. Can I see it, please? Okay, here's a model. So instead, here's how it should start. All right, folks, today you're going to learn the Cincinnati. Okay, the Cincinnati is a simple step, and it's going to be a combination of spanks, heels, shuffles, and so on. And so it's going to be something like this. Okay, that's Cincinnati. So once you get that, if you feel that you already have that, feel free to kick it up a notch, add some challenges to it. Okay, so it starts with a spank, spank, heel, shuffle, heel. Oh, spank, heel, shuffle, heel, step. Okay, so that's your model. So if I went into a class and the instructor gave me that model in combination with the words, because I'm a word person too, because I need to be able to think through it, then I'm going to be more able to perform that task and remember that task. So think about modeling. Before you set yourself up for disappointment when some students miss the mark, you gotta think about it. Did you even tell them what the mark was? Sometimes you didn't. And this is for novice teachers and veteran teachers alike. Don't go onto the internet to find an example that in some way aligns with your assignment. You don't want to have to say, well, this person did something a little bit different, so I want you to ignore that. No, you want an example that models exactly or demonstrates exactly what you expect from the students. Do you want to do extra, include extra stuff for those students who are ready for that? Of course you can do that. But don't find a model that's demonstrating something that you don't want. That's modeling. Incorporate it into your classroom if you haven't already done so. That's Dr. Price. I'm Dr. Price. Dr. Price Teaches. Find me on Instagram. Visit my website, drpriceteaches.com. Give me a like if you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, if you want to hear more about my teaching experience, feel free to drop me a line, drop me a comment. If you feel that you would like to have me talk to your cohort of teachers, your department about teaching, go to my website and send me an email. I would love to come talk to you. I'll even bring my tap board and we can do a little I can do a little dance for you. It's amateur, but it's something. But whatever the case, it's one step at a time, and that's how we have to do it. There can be a lot on us when we go into that classroom. So much in the context now, so much in the classroom now, that we just have to take it one step at a time. And modeling is going to help you do that. Good luck, folks. Take care.